Hi boys and girls, I thought that I would do a little recording just to help you with today's lesson. So the learning target for today is to edit and improve your work. So I got some of your rhyming sentences last week and I loved reading them. And in today's lesson, I want you guys to read over them, check for your mistakes and do a bit of marking. So I want you to get a pink and a green pencil if you can. I'm actually going to use red and green because in the computer I can't use a pink one for some reason. And I'm going to use these two rhyming sentences as an example, and I'm going to read over it and think, what have I remembered, what have I done well, and what have I forgotten to do, and I'm going to mark it, and that's what I want you guys to do for today's lesson. So last week you wrote a checklist of the features that you had to include in your poem, and most people wrote they had to include capital letters, finger spaces, full stops and rhyming words, and that was perfect. That's exactly what I wanted you to include. So I'm going to read over these two sentences. I have a big cat. His name is Mr. Fat. I'm going to read over them and I'm going to think, what features have I used and what have I forgotten to use, and I'll mark them, and then you guys can go and do the same for your work. So I'm going to start off with I'm going to say pink pen, but I actually can't use pink. I'm going to use red, but you know we normally use pink to make you think and green for good. So pretend this is pink, but I'm actually just using red. So to begin with here, I can see that I've forgotten to use a capital letter. So just like I would do in school, I underline it and I draw the symbol, big A, small a, and that's just to remember I need to use capital letters. So I have a big cat. I think everything else is okay in that sentence. Then in the next one, his name is Mr. Fat. So I've forgotten to use something here at the beginning of the sentence. I'm sure you guys have spied it. There's no finger space. So I'm going to draw a line here and a little symbol of a finger. I'm trying my hardest. Oh, that'll do. And the next thing I want to check for something at the end of my sentence. Normally I use a full stop, but I've forgotten to, so I'm going to do my symbol, full stop with a circle around it. Okay, then so I've checked for capital letters. I've forgotten one at the start, but I've marked that. Checked for finger spaces, marked it here, and full stops. The next thing on my checklist was rhyming words. So I have a big cat. His name is Mr. Fat. So cat and fat are the rhyming words. I'm going to swap to green and I'm going to underline them in green, green to be seen, and give them a tick because that is good. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand what I want you to do in today's lesson. Like I said, if you can find a pink and a green pencil, great. If not, use a different one like I've done. So mark your work. This will help you for tomorrow's lesson because I want you to publish those poems. Good luck. Hi boys and girls, I thought I would do another video just to show you what I want from you for today's lesson. So the learning target is to publish your poem. So you know whenever we are in school and we follow our writing journey, the purple part of the journey is the end, and that's whenever you publish your work and show off all the good learning that you've done in the whole writing journey. So I want just to show you how I would do it based on yesterday's lesson whenever we edited it together. So I don't want you to write anything new whenever you're publishing your work. You're just perfecting what you've already done. So yesterday we looked at two sentences together and we marked them, and we knew that we forgot capital letters, I forgot a finger space and also a full stop. So I'm going to correct those, I'm going to perfect those, and I'm going to write these two sentences perfectly. So for my published piece, I just want you to improve your work. It's nothing new. So I'm going to work off these two sentences that you can see on the slideshow. So I have a big cat, his name is Mr. Fat. But yesterday's work, we know that there was mistakes. So I'm just going to publish the work. I'm going to write them without the mistakes. So I can see I have a big cat. Yesterday, I wrote it without a capital letter. So today, I'm going to make sure I use a capital letter. So let me see if you can see me. So I'm going to start it off with a capital letter, a capital I, and then a finger space, have was spelt correctly. Make sure you're doing nice cursive handwriting as well, boys and girls. And if you could keep these pieces of paper so that whenever we do go back to school, whenever that will be, you guys can bring them in and we can have a look at your nice published poems. So I have a finger space, but I'm going to go on to the next line. Big cat. Okay, so I've written that and I've just made sure that I used a capital letter this time. And then the next sentence, is his name is Mr. Fat. So I remembered a capital letter for the at the start of his, but I forgot a finger space. So this time I'm going to make sure I do a finger space. Finger space is Mr. Fat. And I also forgot a full stop. So this time I'm going to make sure full stop, tiny dot. Okay? Sorry, I'm not very good at this recording yet. But this is what I want you guys to do. I don't want you to write anything new. You're just perfecting the work that you guys did last week. So whenever you're publishing it, you're just looking at the work that you did last week, editing it, making sure that you have used capital letters, finger spaces, full stops, double check that your words are rhyming, and then when you're publishing, try to make your handwriting as neat as possible and maybe do it on a nice piece of paper. And once you're finished as well, you could design the piece of paper, you could put on some borders, you could do it in the style of Dr. Seuss, or if your poem is about school, you could draw some little pictures from school. If your poem was about a cat, you could draw some pictures of a cat. Okay, so I hope that explains to you what I want from today's lesson, and I look forward to seeing what you guys do. Good luck, bye. Hi boys and girls, today for your writing lesson, for your English lesson, I thought it would be good if you guys could design a new front cover for the book Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. So you should know it well because we've been doing it for about 2 weeks now, I think. So what I want you guys to do is just to get a piece of paper. You can use this template on the slideshow if you want, or just get a piece of paper and draw the front cover of a book, and then it's up to you guys. You design what the new front cover looks like. I want you to include 3 things. Number 1, the title of the book, which is Oh, the Places You'll Go. Number 2, the author. We know the author is the person who wrote the book, and in this case it's Dr. Seuss. And number 3, I want you also to draw or to write the illustrator, and the illustrator is you. So the illustrator is someone who has drawn the pictures. Okay, so you can do whatever you want. You might want to read the book again or listen to the book again and decide which part was your favorite, and then you could use that to help you design the front cover. Or you could do an alternative one based on the front cover that you can see here on this side of the slideshow. It's up to you guys. So I want you to make sure it's colourful, it's neat, it's tidy, and if you remember to include those 3 things, the title, the author, and the illustrator. Okay, good luck. Hi boys and girls, for your last lesson in this topic, I want you guys to do a book review on the book Oh, the Places You'll Go. So the worksheet that I want you to complete is down below, and I'm going to put it up on Class Dojo, so you guys can either print it out, or if you guys don't have a printer, that's okay, you can just write it on a piece of paper. But the information that I want you to include is the title. So the title of the book is the name of the book, and that is Oh, the Places You'll Go. So you're going to write that here. I hope you can see me. Hang on, I'll get some pen. Let's do it in orange. So I want you to write the title here. Okay. Next, the author, and the author is just the name of the person who wrote the book, and in this case it's Dr. Seuss. So you're going to write Dr. Seuss's name here. Sorry, that's not a very clear line. Then the next part is giving the book a rating out of 5. And that just means if you thought it was amazing, it was one of your favourite books, you're going to colour in 5 stars. So that's 5 out of 5, it was brilliant. If you didn't like it at all, you can do 1 star or 0 stars. If you thought it was okay, you can do 2 or 3. But basically, the more stars, the better. So if you really enjoyed the book, you can colour all the stars, but it's up to you. And it's okay if you didn't like it as well. You don't have to like all of the books, but maybe just explain why you didn't like it, or explain why you did like it, but that part's up to you. The next part is what was your favourite part of the book. So that's whenever you just need to tell me what your favourite part, what did you like about the book, and then tell me why, okay? So it might be that you really liked the part whenever he starts saying some things won't go your way, and you can explain why that was your favourite part. You might really like the part of the book that are the rhyming words because it gives you some good ideas for your own piece of poetry. It's totally up to you. I want you to tell me your favourite part and then explain why. And then the last part down at the bottom, it says draw your favourite scene from the book. So that's just your favourite part of the book. So you guys can look on the YouTube video again and look at the pictures of your favourite part of the book, your favourite scene, and then draw me a little picture in the box here down below, okay? So I want to hear from you whether you liked the book, whether you didn't like it, give me some reasons for why. Make sure your work's as neat as possible. Make sure you use a pencil as well, guys, because if you're using big thick pens or if you're using whiteboard pens or anything like that, it's hard to make your handwriting neat and tidy. So try to stick to a pencil, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say.